So this year's theme is mobility innovation in times of disruption. We mark this double meaning of disruption as both a radical change to an existing industry due to the technological innovation and also an interruption to an activity or process. We are living through a time of disruption in both meaning of the world. Together, we're embracing the unknown and navigating market shifts while in parallel harassing the potential of mobility innovation change. Meanwhile, mobility startups today are riding this change with determination, imagining a new, safer, more advanced, more efficient, more user-friendly, more climate-friendly future for the mobility sector. So I would like to introduce our panelists. The first one is Eran Rosenberg, Inception Partner Manager at Nvidia. Gali Glat Simhi, VP Innovation and Quality at NETA, Metropolitan Mass Transit System. And Joost, Head of International Business Development, Smart Cities at Luxinnovation, GIE. Thank you so much for being here. So, let's start talking about the role of AI in transforming mobility. AI is changing the mobility industry by enabling autonomous vehicles, enhancing driver assistance system, and optimizing urban mobility. This transformation extends creating personalized in-vehicle experiences and intelligent infrastructures. Before answering the question, please bring a short brief about yourself. Eran.
Yeah, so first of all, I needed to run some AI model in order to choose the best seat because I'm in front of the lights. And Eran Rosenberg, running the smart spaces at Nvidia Inception program, which is the program for startups. And I would like to take the moment to explore what is AI is doing for the mobility.
I'll ask the question directly. So could you share your insight of the most significant way AI is transforming the mobility industry today?
Yeah, so think about it that way. AI is giving intelligence into things. And if we are thinking about it in the automotive and mobility, it will start with creating new materials that we never saw, running by AI, and taking this material into the manufacturing and use this materials with robotics arms that building the automotive or the vehicles. And then we will take it into the vehicle, which will be autonomously, for sure. Everything that will move will be autonomous eventually. This is how we see it. But before we are doing that, we will build the digital twin of the manufacturer, of the warehouse, because you cannot optimize things by having it physically, right? So first of all, you will build the warehouse, the manufacturing, the production line in the digital twin. You will bring the robotics arms, the robotics AMRs. Everything will be in the digital twin. You will optimize it. Then you will make it happen in the real world, right? So this is how we see it. AI will touch every single point of this process. And this is just when you are manufacturing the vehicles, right? You can take the AI furthermore with all the things we are creating and changing our world with generative AI, but let's talk about it later.
Great. Brilliant. So, Joost, how far are we from fully autonomous vehicles becoming mainstream?
Introduction first or not?
Oh, yes, of course. They need to know that you came from abroad, of course.
My name is Joost, Joost or Joseph Ortjens. I work for Luxinnovation, which is the national innovation agency in Luxembourg. And the organization is non-profit. It's paid by mainly the Ministry of Economy in Luxembourg. Means that we have a role in developing the economy and a part of the economy that relates to innovation, research and development. We do that with a team of people working with the companies we have in Luxembourg, growing them. But in international business development, we are trying to attract new companies and create a larger ecosystem as we have today. That's me. The question was about AI in autonomous in Europe. Let me say a few words about Europe. I just saw, I think, a week or 2 weeks ago, the first commercial of a premium German automotive supplier, and the first one where they promote autonomous driving on highways in a commercial setting. So this is what you can buy. So my car was the Star or whatever car it was. I think it came from Munich. It's fully autonomous in a highway pilot setting. So it means also it's legal. It can be the case that it is geo-fenced legal in Germany because they have the most advanced regulation today in Europe. But it is, I almost said it's coming, but it's not coming, it's there. And that's level 3 automation. Level 4 automation, level 5, no, let's not talk too long about 5, but 4, it's coming. It's in experimental state. There are a lot of projects in Europe, also in Luxembourg. We started to do a project with an autonomous level 4 shuttle company called Omayo. They are from New Zealand. It's very down under. It's more down under than down under. So they are now in Luxembourg. They are in Europe. They have the headquarters in Europe. They do the first projects in Luxembourg. The second project will be at Schiphol Airport. And that is a typical shuttle level 4 automation that's coming. And Europe is quite advanced. There are a lot of projects running. But again, level 4 is, of course, after level 3. Level 4 is after level 3. And level 3 is not something that is coming, it's there. It's actually buyable, it's sellable. If you have enough money, you can have it.
Okay, great. Gali, can you provide examples of how AI is optimizing traffic flow and urban mobility systems?
I can. Also, I will introduce myself briefly. So hello everybody, I'm Gali, Glat Simhi, I'm from Neta. I'm in charge of quality and innovation and IT system in the company. I want to say that the people who live in Tel Aviv, metropolis, are going to go through at least 2 revolutions. One, the AI revolution, like the rest of the world, and the other one is the transportation revolution that Neta will create. We are going to change the metropolis upside down with the lines that are going to be built in the next years. So those of you who don't know, so there is one line, the red line is already in operation. 2 other LRT lines going to be open in the next 5 years, under construction at the moment. And there is the metro system, which is the most ambitious and the largest metro system that's supposed to be built in the world. And if you don't believe me, I just want to give you one data to compare. Grand Paris Metro, which is massive, they are going to have about 70 stations, underground stations. In the metro of Tel Aviv, we are expecting 109 stations, so it is a massive project. And of course, we need to find ways to interlink those 2 revolutions, the AI and ours. And what people maybe know or don't know, you think about such a heavy infrastructure, maybe you think about big tunnel boring machines going underneath the city, or people working, with those safety helmets. But at the end of the day, about 99% of the people who work in these projects, what they do is they manage data, they design, they manage information, they manage operation, and so on. So we can basically, by using those innovative tools, we can do many things. We can make our processes much more efficient, that can maybe save a lot of time in the process of bringing those projects to life. And once they are already in operation stage, so the maintenance, the operation, and the service to the general public can be much better if you use those tools. Maybe I will elaborate in the next question.
This is a great way to help startups to bring their innovative products and use it and get it into the ecosystem.
All right, thank you. So I would like to move on and try to understand the vision and challenges of the service-based mobility ecosystem. AI envisions a service-based mobility ecosystem where vehicles are shared, optimized, and connected. However, this vision faces challenges such as regulation, cost, data privacy, and innovation hurdles. Gali, what's your vision for a service-based mobility ecosystem driven by AI, and what are the primary challenges that need to be addressed to achieve this vision?
Okay, so for sure, our main goal is to give good service to the people that are using our systems. And in order to get there, we need to use all the technological opportunities, we need to create something that is called a digital twin. We want to create the twin of the real infrastructure that will be completely digitized. And it should be there from very early stages, from the design, implementing BIM for the design stage, but then also later on monitoring the project using drones and collecting information to compare the actual work with the design, and after that using it in operation. And allowing the people who uses the system really good information about the infrastructure itself, but also about ways to connect with other mobility forms. If you ask about challenges, so I think a lot of the challenges in our situation connected to change management, because people who work in our industries know to do things in a certain way. And when we want to do it differently, it means that they need to go through that, and change is never simple for people. So I think this is one big hurdle. Sometimes you need to invest money in order to improve your processes, and you need to invest in innovation. So this is something else that I think people should think about. But we are here as a company that going to invest a lot of money in the future, and I want to call startups with innovative technologies that can support our effort to come to us and to allow us to go through this revolution. And we do it all the time, but here in EcoMotion, it's a good opportunity to meet with you directly and to basically invite you to come directly to me or others in ETA, and we will open our doors for you.
Okay, what regulatory hurdles and cost barriers must be overcome? Joost, what's your insight?
If you look at the AI autonomous space in Luxembourg, maybe before I say a few words about this, you need to know that public transportation in Luxembourg is free of charge. I think we are the only country in the world doing this. That's not kind of marketing thing like, we get positive press when we make public transport free of charge, but it is the #1 solution to motivate people to keep the car at home and go by bus and by train, etc. But if you talk about bus transportation as part of this public transportation system, our buses are getting bigger and bigger and bigger every day. So you see buses out of two parts and 3 parts. They're very slow, very big, and absolutely not suitable for going into the city centers. So basically what we want to achieve with autonomous mobility is to, if you take the capacity of people you need to transport from A to B as a given, then you can say, listen, this large bus, I can cut it in 10 pieces and I have 10 little shuttles with the same capacity in total. But then you have also 10 drivers. In the setting we have today, you have 10 drivers, and that's absolutely not affordable, not in Luxembourg at least, with our labor rate. So autonomous mobility allows us to downscale these buses with the effect that we can much better enter the city centers. Almost all cities in Europe are cities that exist, I don't know, 200, 300, 500 years. So narrow streets, cobblestones, etc. We have large pedestrian zones. We like pedestrian zones, not for cars and buses, but for small electric shuttles. That would be a solution. So we try to downsize the typical bus to get better into the cities and also better into the business districts with a higher frequency of service. So if you operate 10 shuttles instead of one bus, then you have every 6 minutes you have a shuttle coming, passing your stop instead of one bus one times an hour. And that is a bit the solution we are working on, and that is also the use case that we are working on with Omayo. So Omayo is a company from New Zealand offering the technology and the vehicles to make it happen. And the partner of Omayo, the other side, so on the operational side, the CFL, that is the Luxembourg National Railway Company, that also operates a larger fleet of buses. So the partnering is done by us. Basically, we are the matchmaker of Luxembourg in technology. So that's a project now running. So anyone that wants to know more about how this is running, be free to ask, and again give you some more information about it.
Okay, thank you so much, Joost. Eran, how does Nvidia see this?
So, from our perspective, the technological, what we are trying to bring is to provide AI for everyone. So we are building platforms that should be used by developers in order to adopt it and to take it to the next level. We are not building products. The platform should be used by developers in order to work with these folks to bring their products into the market. So this is one. When it comes to regulation, I think that eventually it's a matter of credibility in the product, and it's supposed to be the government should adopt it, right? So there is the unions that will try to stop it, and once you have digital twin, like what you try to explain, this will help with the credibility, because then in the digital twin, you can build these edge cases, right? Eventually, we don't want any AV that will run over a kid, right? So this can be tested in the digital twin, and this is the baby steps in order to build this credibility.
All right, time flies when we're having fun, so last and not least, as EcoMotion, we're mainly helping startups in the mobility industry. Can each one of you share what are the opportunities, which I think the most interesting part, for startups and innovators in AI and mobility from your perspective? Okay, Gali, make it first.
Okay, so for us, you can look at all the spectrum of what we do, because we have projects under design, we have projects under construction, and we have projects that are already in the phase of operation and maintenance. And we are looking for technologies, startups, for all aspects of our project. If we talk about the line that is under operation at the moment, so we are looking for companies that can support optimization of the maintenance, optimization of the operation, making the journey of the passengers more smooth. We are looking for opportunities in ticketing. If we talk about projects, the projects that are under construction, we are looking for better ways to monitor the work, about whether it's with drones or in the tunnels. So all kind of opportunities there can be relevant. And if you talk about design, we talk about BIM, how do you implement it? We talk about the way you use AI to control the information in a better ways. We are just give you some reference. When we talk about the red line, we talk about more than million documents that are sitting in our systems that we manage. If we can find better ways to extract data from those documents, more effective ways, it will be very useful for us. And we are starting to interact with companies, but if somebody has more opportunities, please contact us.
All right, Joost.
Yes, opportunities in Luxembourg for AI and mainly related to autonomous driving. Point number one is we did build what we call a national supercomputer, or a non-commercial supercomputer to give smaller companies, startups, scale-ups access to supercomputing without the hurdles, the financial hurdles or the commercial hurdles that go together with that. So to lower that hurdle and basically take that away. That supercomputer is located very close to the automotive or automobility research and development campus, a campus we are building now as we speak, and in fact in a few months from now, in quarter number 3 2024, we're going to open the campus for companies to come. That campus will be operated by a national incubator organization called Technopor. They hired additional people to manage that campus, that automobility campus. And the person I'm referring at speaks also Hebrew. I don't know whether that helps, but he is Israeli by nationality. He worked in Luxembourg for many years with Spire, with a satellite company. He is now going to run our automotive campus. So if you're interested in the automotive campus in Luxembourg, feel free to contact me, and you will be served in your language. That's very special, I think. So we're doing these kind of things to help automotive companies, automobility companies grow, especially in the digital space, and then we are back to AI. And one of the biggest success stories we have scored the last months is Pony AI, the American Chinese company, one of the leaders in autonomous driving, coming to Luxembourg. They're going to announce their European adventure at Move London in 2 weeks from now. Dr. Peng, the CEO and co-founder, will explain how they see the European market and how they are going to develop that with us. And well, that is our, I think, most recent success story. And I would say, yeah, let's talk about Luxembourg.
Okay, Eran, our finalist.
Yeah, so 3 things. So first of all, we just launched something called NIMS. This is Nvidia inferencing microservices. And actually, it's AI ready to use, ready for production. So this is one thing. On top of that, we are having AI models free for use, right? We are baking it and providing it for the ecosystem to use. And we have more than 300 SDKs that can be used open source. Finally, I'm coming from Inception. This is the program for startups. We are looking for startups that are doing AI. And if there are, you are more than welcome to talk with me after, and I will explain everything. That's it.
All right, so in conclusion, as we can see, there are still gaps till we see autonomous vehicles and flying cars. We at EcoMotion, with the help of our partners, and I would like to take a moment to thank Nvidia, Neta, and Luxinnovation for this great panel, are working in order to close the gap by helping startups and to make it a reality. I hope you enjoyed this session and, more importantly, learned something that brings you value. Thank you so much.